Your plane crashed into the ocean. You survive, but survival is the worst part. The cabin is filling with water. You have less than 20 minutes of oxygen. And outside, something is waiting. Not rescue, not help, sharks. If you stay inside, you drown. If you swim out, you get torn apart. There is no hero. There is no safe choice. Every decision kills someone. This is not a movie about survival. This is a movie about choosing how you die. And once you enter this nightmare, there is nitrogen monoxide way up. Welcome back to Real Movie Breakdown. Today we're breaking down the intense survival thriller, No Way Up 2024. A movie that mixes plane crash horror, deep-sea survival, and shark terror into one non-stop suspense ride. So sit back, relax, and let's dive straight into the story. The movie opens with a calm but slightly tense atmosphere. We are introduced to Ava, a young woman traveling by plane. She is not a trained survivor, not a hero, just a normal passenger. Alongside her, the film slowly introduces other key passengers. A wealthy businessman, a protective mother with her daughter, a tough but quiet security-type man, a few strangers who have no idea their lives are about to change forever. Everything feels normal. Too normal. The plane takes off, flying high above the vast ocean. But then, small warning signs begin to appear. The cockpit crew notices unusual turbulence. The plane starts shaking more than expected. Passengers look around nervously. Suddenly, the aircraft collides with something mid-air, damaging its structure. Alarms go off. Oxygen masks drop. Panic spreads instantly. The pilots fight for control, but it's too late. The plane loses altitude and crashes directly into the ocean. The impact is brutal. Water explodes into the cabin. Seats break loose. Luggage flies everywhere. Some passengers are killed instantly. Others are injured, bleeding, screaming. The plane sinks rapidly. But here's the worst part. A section of the plane gets trapped underwater, stuck at an angle. Not fully sunk. Not floating. Just enough to keep some survivors alive. Temporarily, the survivors slowly realize their situation. They are trapped underwater, running out of oxygen, surrounded by darkness, with no communication signal. And then comes the moment that changes everything. One survivor looks out through a broken window and sees movement, large shadows circling the plane. Sharks, not one, not two, but multiple. Now escaping the plane isn't just dangerous. It's potentially suicidal. Ava steps forward emotionally, not as a leader, but as someone trying to stay calm. They check who's alive. They check oxygen supply. They check exits. One man suggests swimming out immediately. Another refuses, saying it's certain death. Tension rises. This is where the movie becomes psychological. There's no monster inside the plane. The real enemy is time. Oxygen is running out minute by minute. Someone will have to go outside first. One desperate survivor decides to take the risk. He opens an emergency exit and swims into the dark ocean. For a few seconds, nothing happens. Then suddenly, blood fills the water. The man is violently dragged away by a shark. The survivors inside the plane watch in horror. Now they know the truth. Outside equals death. Inside equals slow death. There is truly no way up. Fear turns people against each other. Some want to sacrifice others. Some want to wait for rescue. Some completely lose their minds. The businessman tries to take control. The mother only cares about saving her child. The security guard prepares himself for violence if needed. And Ava, she realizes something important. If they don't work together, everyone will die. Oxygen is the enemy. The survivors quickly realize the most terrifying truth. They are not fighting sharks yet. They are fighting time. The oxygen inside the trapped section of the plane is dropping fast. Every breath feels heavier. Every second feels louder. Someone starts coughing. Another person begins to panic. And panic, underwater, is a death sentence. Ava forces everyone to stay calm. She reminds them that fear wastes oxygen. But fear doesn't listen. The security man, calm, experienced, and realistic, comes up with a plan. They can't all leave at once. They don't have enough oxygen tanks. And the sharks outside are actively hunting. So the only option is this. They must escape one by one, using small oxygen tanks, while others wait inside. Everyone understands what that really means. Some people might never make it back. The first volunteer steps forward. He's scared, but he knows waiting means guaranteed death. They open the damaged section of the plane. Water rushes in violently. The man swims out slowly, trying not to panic. For a few seconds, nothing happens. Then suddenly, a massive shadow moves beneath him. The shark strikes. The man disappears in seconds. Blood clouds the water. Inside the plane, people scream, but no sound escapes. They can only watch. Hope is officially gone. After the first death, the group breaks. The businessman starts yelling, blaming others. He demands someone else go next, not him. The mother clutches her daughter, begging everyone to save her child first. Arguments explode. This is no longer about survival. It's about selfish survival. The security man steps in, threatening violence if chaos continues. Ava realizes something terrifying. The plane isn't the most dangerous thing anymore. People are. Another survivor volunteers, an older woman. Who knows, she won't survive long anyway. She takes an oxygen tank and swims out. This time, she makes it further. She reaches another section of the plane that's closer to the surface. For a moment, it feels like hope is back. But then, a shark attacks again. She manages to fight it off briefly, but her oxygen line snaps. She drowns silently. Her sacrifice buys the group only a few more minutes. While others argue, Ava notices something important. The plane is lodged against underwater rocks. One side is closer to the surface than they thought. If they can reach that side, they might escape without swimming too far in open water. But the route goes through a narrow, flooded corridor. And that corridor is filled with debris, and possibly sharks. Ava decides to go first, not because she's fearless, but because she knows waiting will kill everyone. She takes a tank, takes one last breath, and swims. The corridor is pitch black. Metal scrapes her skin. Her breathing grows louder. Then she sees it. A shark stuck partially inside the wreck. It's injured and extremely aggressive. Ava freezes. One wrong move and she's dead. Using the wreckage, she slowly squeezes past it. The shark snaps inches from her leg. She barely escapes. Ava reaches the higher section of the plane. Sunlight filters through the water. She signals back. For the first time since the crash, hope returns. One by one, survivors begin moving toward Ava's position. But sharks are now fully aware. They start attacking the wreck violently. The plane begins to shift. And then, the worst possible thing happens. A loud metallic crack echoes underwater. The wreck shifts. Parts of the plane collapse. Two survivors are crushed instantly. The mother gets separated from her daughter. Screaming, kicking, pure chaos. A shark charges through the wreck, killing another survivor. Now it's total madness. The mother realizes something heartbreaking. There is only one oxygen tank left. She gives it to her daughter. She pushes her toward Ava. The daughter resists, crying. But the mother knows the truth. She stays behind. As sharks close in, the mother sacrifices herself. This moment hits hard. No music, no dialogue, just silence. Only 3 people remain alive. Oxygen is almost gone. Sharks are circling closer than ever. Ava knows this is the last chance. They swim together toward the surface opening. One survivor panics. His oxygen runs out. A shark attacks him instantly. Now only Ava and the child remain. The shark charges again. Ava uses wreckage to block it, cutting herself in the process. She pushes the child upward with everything she has left. The child reaches the surface. Ava follows seconds later. Barely alive, rescue boats finally arrive. The nightmare is over. No Way Up is not about sharks. It's about fear, sacrifice, and impossible choices when survival has a price. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to Real Movie Breakdown for more real, intense movie explanations.